Question 1. Describe the core components of a virtual machine and explain how you would leverage virtualization technology in a business setting. Thank you for this question. Virtualization is very important in business and is important part of modern day IT infrastructure. And understanding their core components will help explain why they provide so much values to businesses. For example, in school running. The first component I'll talk about is the hypervisor. Do not forget that the virtual machine itself is the software, essentially software computer that runs inside a physical computer. So the hypervisor is a software layer that creates, manages, and runs the virtual machines. It acts as the bridge between the physical hardware and the virtual environment. It is responsible for allocating resources such as power sharing, the memory, the storage, and the network, while keeping each VM isolated from each other. There are two types of hypervisors. The type 1 hypervisor, which is known as a bare metal. This runs directly on a host hardware. It does not use the operating system of the host hardware. It has its own operating system. And they are mostly used in data centers like the one we use in creating this in our project recently and the final projects that we are about to do. Now, example of this type 1 hypervisor is the VMware ESXi and the Microsoft Hyper-V server. Now, the type 2 hypervisor is known as the host, or the hosted rather. And this runs on app on top of a regular operating system, such as the Windows, the Linux, or the Mac OS. Now, the example, another type of component or the core component, another one that we'll talk about is the the virtual hardware. So every virtual machine is assigned the virtualized resources such as the CPU, the RAM, the storage drives, yes, the network adapters. These resources appear to the virtual machine as if they were physically present, and even though they are actually being shared from the whole system. The third one I will talk about is that's the third component, key component, is the guest operating system, which I will term the GOS. The GOS is the operating system that is installed inside the virtual machine. Example of such is the Windows Server or the Linux. So the GOS operates independently and can run applications just like it would on a physical machine of computer. The fourth component is the virtual disk. The virtual disk serves as the virtual machine's hard drive, and it stores the operating system, the applications, the data, and other data that need to be stored. The virtual disk made it easy to backup, as a carry-out backup, to move data and files, or to replicate virtual machines when the need arises for it. Now, when it comes to leveraging or how it can be used in business environment, I see several ways and several advantages. One of these advantages is it reduces cost of purchasing physical computers. Instead of running, for example, 10 different computers, an organization, for example, a school that I work for, can decide to purchase one or two and deploy virtual machine inside those physical machines, thereby saving the cost of purchasing like 10 computers. You buy two and deploy virtual machines in those two and just run them. Another way you can save cost is the maintenance. It takes a lot to maintain physical servers, that's the computers, in terms of space, in terms of cooling system. So this way, in a great way, reduce this cost of running the system or enough space. Another way that this can help businesses, or the way can take advantage of it, is the knowledge of the fact that they can easily scale their businesses when the need arise. For example, in festive period, there is always the demand for gift items, for clothing, and food items. At this time, there is a high demand, and company businesses can easily, scale their businesses by deploying more servers faster than it will use a physical computer. So the way and the staff can work anywhere remotely to still meet the demands of the customers and to meet orders as placed by customers, because they can work remotely with the aid of the virtual desktop infrastructure. The last one I will talk about in virtualization as is affect businesses, and it help to improve disaster recovery. Business administrators, business CEOs, they can easily create a snapshot of virtual machines before making changes to them. And if there is any problem during the process of making the changes, carrying out audits, doing configurations, they can easily recover or restore the virtual machine to the previous state. And this will help in getting back the data and everything that is in the order or the first virtual machine that develop a problem. Another way is that they can easily carry out tests, of new software, new configuration, and it will not affect the production system, it will not affect the system of the company. So overall, this core component of virtual machine, the hypervisor, the virtual hardware, the guest operating system, the virtual disk, they all work together to create a flexible and efficient computing environment. When business leverage on virtualization, they can reduce costs, improve resilience, enhance security, scale resources more efficiently, and this benefit can make virtualization a very valuable tool to businesses. Thank you.